welcome to another episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason. This is a Route 66 episode, and I am in Galena, Kansas. And just down the road from Cars on the Route is Howard Pappy Litch Park. This was built from where an old service station once was, and I'll have more on that. And Kansas, this is one of 3 towns on Route 66, and Route 66 has the shortest alignment here in Kansas, less than any state. I've heard 12 miles, I've heard 11 miles, but the ladies at the Cars on the Route told me it is actually 13.2 miles. So I guess that's the most reliable source, right? I mean, from locals. But anyway, I'm going to show you this park, and there's a couple markers here, so, or actually there's a few. But come with me and I'll show you. And here is the Route 66 roadside attraction. This is the Galena Chamber of Commerce. In 2001, members of the community joined with the Galena Chamber of Commerce to donate a block to the downtown Route 66 Main Street to construct a park for everyone to enjoy. And of course, this is the park you're seeing right now, the Pappy Litch Park. It's got a really nice gazebo. All right, so who was Pappy Litch? Well, his real name was Howard, but for many years, a large garage service station stood at this location, and the owner was Pappy Litch. And he was an avid Galena historian. Pappy spent much of his life promoting his hometown and saving its history. To honor him for his lifetime of dedication, that's where the city came in and built this park. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine that a garage once stood here, if you know what I mean. So as you enter this park, you'll see another Will Rogers styled, that's what I'm going to call him from now on, because I know I'll be running into a lot of these, but this is about Galena, Kansas. Founded in 1877, so yeah, that was about less than 50 years before Route 66 was paved, but it was named for the ore it produced, Galena lead. Mining was the largest industry in our history, and went on for 100 years from 1873 to 1973. So there was 30,000 people that once lived here. Wow, crazy as it is. And then it talks about Route 66. And then, of course, literally went down Main Street, and that is it right there. And then it was dedicated as the Will Rogers Highway on December 9th, 1935, and that was the year he passed away. Okay, 13.2. Okay, so it does say that Kansas does have 13.2 miles. So, but the bad news is if you're willing to travel in LA in a hurry, you might as well board a plane, because it's going to take forever to get there. And then it talks about the distance from LA to Chicago. It's 606 miles to Chicago, and then it's 1794 miles to LA, or Santa Monica. And now for that Will Rogers quote: "America is a land of opportunity, and don't ever forget it." You've got it. And this, of course, is a plaque dedicated to him. So there are 3 brand new historical markers. I mean, they look pretty brand new, probably at least the last 2 years, but this one has a lot of information about Galena, how back in 1835 it was part of Cherokee neutral lands. Then that's where Route 66 comes in. And I don't know this, but it was fully paved here in 1929. I mean, that's some interesting information. But in the early 1970s, Interstate 44 nearby was paved, and yeah, that put an end to things here in Galena. But the good news is Galena is pretty much thriving on nostalgia, and you know, for the great part. And then the thing about Pixar's Cars, and that's the place where I was just at in the previous episode. I know it's windy out. And so for this one, it talks mostly how there's lots of things to do, you know, in Kansas. There are actually 2 Route 66 associations in Kansas, despite its small distance, but there are plenty of things to do. All 3 towns that were on Route 66 have rebuilt, and they're always welcoming tourists, so that's where I come in. And this one talks a lot about its mining history, so anybody who is interested in that. And then you got the flag and the Route 66 flag with all 8 states represented on there. Now we're gonna go to jail. On the left side of the park is the city jail, and I mean, this is an honest question. I don't know if this is real or not. I mean, it could very well be, or it could just be a fake or something to get a few laughs for Route 66 travelers, but hey, it looks authentic and unique, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked Special Route 66 edition, and I am outside the Howard Pappy Litch Park in Galena, Kansas. All right, well, happy travels. Stay tuned for more Route 66 episodes. I am Jason, signing off.